Hey guys, so I'm normally not one to complain about software or hardware in general. I tend to figure out a solution myself and work around it. But I have my scale 110 RC car, I have a Mamba X ESC, and I have the B-Link, as you can see here, Castle Link. I have an issue both with the product and with the app in general. So basically, I have my car here, right? I have my controller. Let's go in. As you can see, the controller settings, the Mamba X firmware. First off, this product is way old, right? So the 2.06 firmware, it's still beta version, but it's from 2018, right? So it's 6 years old, guys. Can you not finish your product? Like finish your firmware? It shouldn't be in beta for this long, honestly. All right. Secondly, the B-Link controller or the B-Link. So you have the Bluetooth link, right? The fact it says that there's an update and you can't update it, like even if it goes through, it looks like it's updated. It's not. I know Castle Creations have stated on their website that you have to contact them if you have this issue, and I am going to do that. But if you know there is an issue, right? I have one of their accounts. I have a Castle Creations account, right? They can just write to me and tell me, hey, we can see you have this product. We can see that you have tried to update. There is an issue. Please, here's the solution. If the solution is they're going to send me a new B-Link, fine. Then just contact me and say, hey, we want to send you a new B-Link. Why do I have to contact them when they know there is an issue with the product they have sold me, right? So that's my first gripe. I just don't get it. But anyway, let's go in and let's delete this controller. So here's the issue I have with the software, right? So let's delete this. I just delete the vehicle. There we go. Now, I haven't shut down the app. My controller is off. Let's link a new one. So sometimes this is gonna break the app. Like it's not gonna connect to the vehicle. So I just turned on the ESC. There we go. Mamba X connect. Enter my default code. Wait, what? God damn it. There we go. God damn it. So it says there's a firmware. Let's just try and update it, just for the heck of it. Sometimes this goes through without any issues. Other times I have to like shut down the ESC, close the app, and wait a few seconds, then turn on the ESC, start the app, and try and connect again. And let's see what it does this time. I know it's not normal for it to ask for updates every time you start it. So if I just can get it to connect, as we see, 4 seconds to start the update, 12 seconds to send the update, 10 seconds to program it. Firmware update complete, 0 seconds. B-Link update complete, finish. All right, so now it's gonna ask me to turn off the ESC here in a second. If the app hasn't crashed already. It seems like it has. Yeah, it already crashed. So we are gonna shut it down. As you can see, failed to connect and reset. There we go. Connect to, nope. Okay, we're gonna power off the ESC. Yeah, and we're gonna shut down the app, start the app, turn on the ESC. Now this time we're just gonna go and connect to it. We're not gonna update the firmware because I know it's an issue. They have stated it, so I'm just gonna connect to it. Nope, we don't want to update the firmware. There we go. Getting ESC settings. We are just gonna call this Enduro because that's what I have. There we go. It's a car. Great. And as you can see, there's others, yada, yada, yada. So we have the controller. Here's my second issue. Right, so let's go into the controller settings. Make sure I have the latest settings. I know it just got it, but you know, I want to make sure that I am currently having the correct settings. I have, go in. As you can see here, I have set it up like I want it to be set up. Now let's go and have a look at torque control right here, right? It's disabled. Now I enabled it earlier, so let's go in. Here's the second issue. If you go down the list, it goes from 0.2 all the way up to 10, right? The slider goes all the way up to 25. So what is the max? Is this an UI issue where this should only go from 0.2 up to 10? Or is the list incorrect? So just to be safe, I'm going to set it to a value that's within the list, right? So we are going to set it to 8. Go back. Go, as you can see here, it says 8 in torque control. We're going to go up, send this to the B link, let it program, and see what happens. There we go. Sending settings complete. Dismiss, go back, get the settings to make sure that I have the latest settings from the controller. And let's scroll down to torque control. And it's disabled. Why? This is a premium product. You pay more for this product than any other in the market. And this feels like a second grade product. It feels unfinished. And by that I also mean not only this issue, but, and as you see here, I haven't changed anything. Now it says current settings and saved settings. So let's go into the current settings. What does it say? It says torque control disabled, right? It's the only thing I changed from before. And now the current settings and the save settings are the same. So again, app issue, it feels unfinished. Yet again, Mamba X firmware. As I said, it's a beta version. It's from 2018. It's a beta version that is 6 years old. Please finish your product. We paid a premium to get it. This should not be an issue. I should not have a beta version firmware that's this old. All right, so let's go back in. Let's try and set the torque control to a higher value to see if that's gonna solve anything, right? So let's set it to max. It says here, torque control 25. Send it to the B link. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait. Dismiss. Go back out, get settings. There we go. As you also can see, you have to be really precise to actually click anything. Go back down, torque control disabled. And before I say, oh, you have to run the motor test data has been acquired. I did this like, I don't know, a month or so ago. So I already have the motor information. That should not be an issue at all. I just don't get why this product feels so second grade compared to when you look at something like Hobbywing that costs a fraction of what Castle Creation wants for their product. This is simply not okay. This is not okay. The way this works, the way the app, again, current settings, save settings, they are the same. So if I go back in, get settings, maybe it will tell me now that it's the same. I don't know. But again, it's just not okay, guys. You need to fix this. And let's just make sure we got the current torque control is still disabled, right? So yeah. What else? Yeah, it's just basically things like this. So I have the controller, right? So let's try and delete the controller. Yes. Enduro contains no controller. Would you like to delete the vehicle? No. Let's just save the vehicle, right? It still says there's a controller, funny enough. So if we go out and back in, now it's gone. Like, I just deleted it. It shouldn't be on the list. I shouldn't have to go back out on the main list and select the vehicle again for it to update. It should just be updated. It's bad design. It's bad programming. It's just not okay. But anyway, let's go back out, link a new controller. Let's just shut it off, shut off the ESC. And this is my third issue with this software. So if I've deleted a controller, right? So right now the ESC is turned off. There we go, connect battery and turn on ESC. That's what I'm gonna do. And it has a steady red light and no other flashing color, right? And that's the ESC I'm talking about. I can't actually see the B-Link because it's in my waterproof housing on the vehicle, but it should be up and running about now. And here we go. Let's just refresh to be sure. Let it search. No. All right. Maybe if we go back, link it again, maybe it will see it. No? All right. Let's turn off the ESC. Turn it back on. Blinking red, steady red. There we go. The B-Link should be ready about now. Can you please update? Let's have a look. Can we actually see? Nope. Seems like it's not available. Maybe if we go back in the app, refresh. Nope. All right, let's turn off the ESC and shut down the app. Start the app back up, turn on the ESC now. Link a new controller, next, and there we go. Like, why do I have to shut down the app? Something is wrong with this device list, right? There we go. B-Link has an update. No, because I know that's a problem. And now I can add the new controller. Maybe. All right, it seems like it's gonna go through this time. Add to existing vehicle. We're gonna select the Enduro. And we have connected. Let's see if we can switch to drive mode. We can. That's another thing. I can switch it to drive mode. And that's cool and all, but why can't I switch the drive mode back off? Makes no sense. I can switch it into drive mode, but I can't switch it back on. There we go. It's complaining about the remote controller. There we go. All right. So let's go in and check the data log. The data log is empty, probably because I haven't run the vehicle. Because it should save everything until it gets to about 90%, and then it should format the data link or the data log. There we go. Save settings. If we go down to logging, it's down here, sample frequency, and automatic data reset at 90%. Okay. And now we have again the save settings and the current settings. Now that's not a big issue for me because as you see, save profile, current settings, it's the same, right? But I am extremely frustrated that I cannot, oh wait, I can't edit those. I have to go back up here. I cannot get this to work. Let's just set it at 0.2 and see if that will work. Sending settings. But I'm pretty sure that if I go back here, as you can see here, that's a throttle. Already now it says disabled for torque control. But let's just get the settings just to be 100% sure, right? Dismiss current settings. And as you can see, torque control is disabled. This is not okay. Everyone who bought a Mamba X paid a premium to get what we thought was a premium product. And this is second grade at best. Like, the hardware worked just fine when you are driving, but we paid for a product with features and we can't use it. And maybe someone will say, well, that's because you're using beta firmware. All right. Let's go in, update the firmware. Are you sure you want to update the firmware? This will take several minutes. Do not shut off your phone, yada, yada, yada. Requires internet. Yes, let's start the update. As you see, firmware update for the ESC works just fine. ESC update is not an issue. Now, if I can, I'll try and speed this up so you don't have to wait for it. All right, now it's programming, verifying, processing. Let's see if this is gonna work. Oh, anyway, it's programming 2 of 3. I'm just gonna pause recording and get back to you when it's done. And we are finished. Update complete. Now we are at the production firmware from 2017. It's the 7-year-old firmware. Just want to point that out. New features, that's good. Yada yada, I don't care. I just want to see if this is gonna work. Now, as you can see, I am on the firmware that is set as a production version. Production version, current version, right? So let's go back. Go into controller settings. Let's read the settings and see what we get. Dismiss. Yeah, now my radio is complaining about no input. All right, so the current settings is this, right? All that, the torque control, that's disabled. Go into save settings. Go down to torque control. Motor test required to enable torque limit. So what I'm gonna do now, I know this is not the proper way to do it, but I am just gonna do the motor test without removing the pinion gear. All right, just so we get some data to work with. Whoops, I accidentally turned off the ESC, so we have to go back and reconnect. Yeah, great. Let's just wait and see if it reconnects by itself. Nope, it's not. We're gonna shut down the software. Go back into Castle Creations. Go into the Enduro, Mamba X, connect. There we go. Controller settings. And again, I know I have to do the motor test for torque control without the pinion gear enabled. Okay, I know that. But for the sake of this video, let's see, this must, all right. So I'm gonna have my controller here. Sorry about the audio, I just wanna warn you right away, turn it way down. Once the motor test can spin freely, power the controller. Normally you run the full throttle for 3 seconds. Alright, dismiss. Let's go back out. Upload. Power cycle. We're gonna power cycle. And just be aware, in a few seconds I'm gonna do the motor test and it's gonna sound awful. It's gonna be loud. And for some reason it did not allow me to do the test. Okay, so let's try go in here. Torque control, motor test. We'll start on next run. Great. Now let's turn off the ESC. Turn it back on. There we go. Let's see if we got the information that we needed. Let's just download the latest settings. Okay, it's still complaining. Warning, this will enable the motor test mode. KV. In order to correctly and safely detect your motor's parameters, please either remove the pinion or remove the pinion. What? Remove the pinion or move the pinion away from the spur. Okay, this test must be performed without the wheel spinning so that your motor can get up to its full RPM. Once the motor can spin freely, power up the controller normally. Yeah, I know. Okay, so power up the controller normally and run the full throttle for 3 seconds. During the test, the red and green lights would flash and then turn steady at full throttle to alert you that the test is in progress. Once the test is finished, the motor will automatically turn off and all 3 lights turn on steady. Turn your controller off and back on again. Okay, so off and back on. That's what I was missing. There we go. Okay, so now it should. Yeah. Let's just restart the app because we know it's not gonna work correctly otherwise. There we go. Okay, so control settings, download settings, save settings. Nope. Oh wait, it's the same. Great. So now we should be able to go into torque control. See, motor test has been acquired. Enable it. And again, remember, we are on the production value or the production version of the firmware. We have enabled it. We're gonna just select 0.2, just to see if this will save power cycle, ESC, and B-Link. Okay. Yeah, that's right. That's something with the new firmware compared to this old one, that we actually have to power cycle it manually. Whereas we don't need to do that in the beta version. It's connecting and it's not found because it's not started up. There we go. And now it's sending the settings. Dismiss, go back, get settings, just so we are sure. Torque control, still disabled. So it does not matter if you're on the brand spanking new, that's 6 years old beta firmware, or you're on the older production firmware. It's the same issue. It's not, and it could possibly be activated, but the settings is not showing it, so how should I know? You need to fix this. This is not okay. This is a second grade, god awful app and firmware. This is not okay. This product is too expensive to have these tiny issues. And again, to have firmware that is 6 years old. Guys, come on.